Anyway, Will, as you know, I granted myself access to your junior high's computer system, and I was able to find a novel called Sword Lords that you wrote in the 8th grade for extra credit in your English class. You read the first chapter as Stone Cold Steve Austin back in episode 91. Would you mind reading chapter 2 as Stone Cold for all the real ones? Even though what you just said about my point system makes me wonder if you're really a real one. This is Stone Cold Steve Austin reads Will Sasso's childhood novel, Sword Lords Chapter 2. Begin.
Okay. All right. Well, Dee sure said a lot there. Sword Lords. I love Sword Lords. Let's just get into Sword Lords.
I agree.
Spare my. I've already for a fucking pod show. I've already said too much.
Yep.
Even though that's what a pod show is all about.
I mean, I guess I don't know. You can say whatever you want. Microphone's in your face.
I will say whatever I want.
Yeah.
But not right now, because right now I'm going to read the Sword Lords.
Yeah, I love the Sword Lords. The first Sword Lords. Just to be clear, you didn't actually write this book in the 8th grade?
No, that's correct. This is not based in any way in reality.
Yeah.
Just like Will Sasso's childhood diary. If you've been with us for this ride, you know that Stone Cold Steve Austin has been reading Will Sasso's childhood diary.
Yeah.
Over the first couple years here doing D, and I didn't have anything to do with that either. So here we go.
All right.
Chapter 2, The Light of Ladneria.
Oh, should we give a recap? Well, Chapter 1 was basically, it laid out that there was a Ladneria Sword Lord challenge.
Okay.
And Wiltharion, I don't remember his last name, but the Will Sasso character was going to go compete in this thing to become potentially the Sword Lord of Ladneria. Mm-hmm. And Rachel Crustacean was with them. And
all the characters,
monsters showed up in the end. And
were there monsters?
Yeah, monsters came and prohibited them from competing in the event, I think. Or it was about to or something. That's where it left off.
I probably didn't read Sword Lords too closely because I've been reading this Keanu Reeves kindness book for weeks.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. All right. Okay. But we all love the Stone Cold Steve Austin Ladner mythos. Ladner is the name of my hometown, by the way, the small fishing and farming hamlet. Yeah. Farmling?
Sure, dude.
Ladneria. All right. Chapter 2, The Light of Ladneria. Oh, here's the name. It's Wiltharion Sassothel. Rubbed his eyes hard, hoping that when he opened them again, he would find himself warm and snug in his bed back home, far from the nightmare unfolding before him at the Ladneria Sword Lord Challenge registration desk. But no matter how hard his powerful hands rubbed his beautiful eyes, the ghastly sight unfolding before him didn't go away. He had to accept that this wasn't a dream at all. The marauding pack of a dozen wolfinis. The wolfinis. The marauding pack of a dozen wolfinis terrorizing the citizens of Ladneria in broad daylight on the day of the Ladneria Sword Lord Challenge was very, very real. Chad, please.
Sorry.
That's gross. Everybody hates that.
Yeah.
Like all children of Ladneria, Wiltharion heard the tales of the wolfini. Half wolf, half bear, half boar, half bull, half gorilla, half scorpion creatures. Half wolf, half bear, half boar, half bull, half gorilla, half scorpion.
That's right.
Okay. Creatures possessed of super strength, towering height, razor-sharp claws, giant tusks filled with venom, good tree skills, and extremely large, smooth, and well-muscled buttocks. The wolfini were born in a crucible of ill intent and forbidden spellcraft practiced by rogue paladins who were twisted by the dream call of the sleeping god to trade their loyalty to Ladneria for the dark plans of their master, who sought to destroy Ladneria and extinguish the Ladnerian light. Oh, hell yeah! For as long as it shines, the sleeping god cannot wake and turn his dreams of death and destruction into reality. This is why all Ladnerian sword lords vow to protect it with their lives. Okay, there we go. There we go. We're looking at an image of a Stone Cold Steve Austin-esque man.
And he's some wolfini.
Yeah, he's got some wolfini. Those do look like wolfini. Way in the back, there is very much a boar-like wolfini. That might be stromboli, but the rest of them look like wolf bulls. And I am completely creeped out. Okay, all right. With the paladin dream call this food. Okay. As Ladnerian citizens who were expecting a great day of spectacle at the Ladnerian Sword Lord Challenge ran screaming into any building they could find and boarded up the doors and windows, Wiltharion turned to Rachel Crustacean, of course, to see she was already smiling at him as he said in an extremely bassy voice, I'm taking the one with the biggest butt. Like hell you are, she said as she brandished her sword, Quicksilver, and leaped off towards the wolfini, leaving Wiltharion to stand in slack-jawed admiration. God be damned, I'm in love with the perfect woman, he thought as he raised the Undertaker's massive blade, that's his sword, the Undertaker's massive blade, over his head and charged into battle with a thunderous roar from his extremely well-developed voice box. What? I said well-developed voice box. Jibber Prevalia watched as his two friends sprinted off towards the wolfini invaders and said, if this means no pool party, I'm going to be pissed. Jibber loves pool parties.
That's all he wants to do.
He unsheathed his diamond-bladed sword, Edge. Forgot about that. Shook his head in disgust at the thought of a blown pool party opportunity and then joined his compatriots in the heat of battle. Rachel Crustacean was engaged with a wolfini whose buttocks were the size of 2 roast pigs glazed with summer honey. It was the alpha of the pack. She dodged and darted and spun and leapt and slid and spiraled and flourished in a dance of swordplay that left Wiltharion in awe. She was easily keeping this wolfini alpha at bay. Since Wiltharion wasn't quick enough to engage the alpha before Rachel could, he decided to engage the wolfinis with the second and third biggest buttocks in the pack at the same fucking time. Wiltharion blocked their attacks like child's play with his giant blade, the Undertaker, while he issued no counterattacks of his own. He was toying with them, you see, drawing them in before unleashing his secret move, the whirly bird. I mean, okay. He waited until 2 wolfinis were inches away from him, tusks dripping with venom. And then he unleashed hell, raising the Undertaker over his head, swinging it around like a helicopter, creating an inescapable vortex, dooming the wolfini to be sucked into the whirling blade. Oh, Jesus. Chop, chop. He chopped off both their heads and let out a velvety baritone laugh as the decapitated wolfini bodies slumped to the ground. Each of the heads rolled to stop at Jibber's feet. Jibber took one look down at their lifeless eyes and said, "This is not for me," before fleeing for cover underneath a nearby pastry cart. Pastry cart? Why is there a pastry cart? Looking for a new target, Wiltharion turned his powerful gaze to Rachel and her wolfini, Alpha, and asked, "Need some help?" in an extremely gravelly and husky voice. Rachel flashed a smile and flashed her steel, impaling the Alpha's brain in one swift motion, causing wolfini blood to spray all over her clothes before saying, "Maybe with my laundry." That's good shit. Wiltharion wanted to kiss her so bad, but he didn't. Instead, he slipped into the easy pattern of victory celebration they had performed since they were children. Wiltharion lifted his blade high in the air, and Rachel did the same. They clinked swords, performing a sword high five. Then Rachel said, I guess we should clean up the smaller butted wolfinis too. But before Wiltharion could agree, a shrill tone sliced through the air. Its source was from beyond the city walls, somewhere in the forest, as if it was a tormented spirit, as if a tormented spirit was howling through the twisted horn of a foul satyr, chilling and ominous. Upon hearing it, the wolfini stopped their attack and retreated out of Ladneria. Very interesting shit. Then the mayor of Ladneria, Jibber's father, Durant, ran into the town square and shouted, the wolfinis have fled. Is everyone all right? Slowly, Ladnerians peeked out of their windows and took count of one another. It seems everyone here is unharmed, the mayor said, in a very well trusted mathematician. Okay. Praise the gods, Durant said. And it was all thanks to the fast actions of Rachel Crustacean and Wiltharion Sasso fell. We are forever in your debt. Jibber crawled out from under the pastry cart. His father was not pleased. Durant said, you didn't help your friends at all? Jibber said, Dad, did you see the size of the butt on that one? Had to be at least 425 centimeters. The mayor was about to give Jibber a dress down when a chamber maiden from Castle Greykeep ran towards the group and collapsed in his arms. She was out of breath and sweating. The mayor splashed some water in her face and said, is all well at Castle Greykeep? She shook her head, and with a tear in her eye, she said, They took the light of Ladneria. They took the princess. Whoa.
Nice, dude.
The princess of Ladneria.
Big cliffhanger, yeah.
Very good cliffhanger.
Thank you. Moving on.